Last time that I rolled with Tyler, I found out really quick how fast, explosive, and technical that he is, how hard he is to submit, and how much I don't want to be on the bottom against him. It's been 7 months since our last roll for YouTube. Let's get into the breakdown and see what adjustments that we both made since our last roll. Tyler takes a collar tie on my head. As I clear it, I could shoot for his right leg since his right arm is now above me and unable to defend, but there's a lot of distance to get there. If I were to shoot for his left leg, his left arm is still available to defend that leg, so I just stay patient and wait for my opportunity. I try to take control of his right arm, but I'm unable to, and he takes an overhook on me. Immediately I use my head as a frame to control the distance, but as he changes his angle, my head is no longer in position defensively, and Tyler hits a head and arm throw. Fortunately, I managed to land on my knees. He hit this same takedown last time. And last time too, I prioritized landing on my knees rather than my back. As we get back to our feet, my priority is to win the battle of head position. He again takes an overhook, which does give me an underhook, but I don't want it, and limp arm my arm to get it out of there. Last time that we rolled, Tyler took double overhooks on me, and my life flashed before my eyes. This is what he could have done, but Tyler was being nice. As I take my underhook out, Tyler feints a shot, meaning that he pretended to shoot to get a reaction out of me, but I do get my collar tie in the way, in case it was more than just a feint, and also get a nice whiff of his head in the process. I know trying to get an upper body takedown on Tyler will be both risky and unlikely, so I shoot for the single. This was not a good shot. My head is down, I don't penetrate nearly deep enough, my legs aren't underneath my body to support the weight, but old habits die hard, and I'm still working on not diving for singles. I try to sit out, but I'm unable to, so I just go right back to the single. This is what I was trying to do, sit out. I would have been more successful if I was able to put more weight onto Tyler's left shoulder, as it would make it more difficult for Tyler to stay connected to me with his reverse underhook. Since it didn't work out, I go right back to the single. I start circling and I'm trying to force Tyler's weight over his left leg, but Tyler stands up, which forces me to stand up with him. I tried to quickly off-balance him backwards, but that didn't work either. I take a second to think how to best proceed, and then as Tyler turns away, I switch to the body lock, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get him to the ground. I'm driving all my weight forward to prevent Tyler from posturing up to a standing position. I'm thinking about throwing my right leg over his right arm to drag him down to the mat while also trapping his arm with my hook, like you see me do here. But I'm worried that if I do, I won't be able to keep my chest centered on his back, and that he'll be able to take advantage of it by taking top position. This is also why I'm hiding my legs from him. Eventually, I find my opportunity to jump on his back, with my chest centered on his back like I wanted. We grip fight for a bit while I try to figure out what will be the path of least resistance to submit him. I've been experimenting a lot lately with non-traditional submissions, and the one I'm going for I believe is called a thunderlock. I bring Tyler's arm behind his back and pull my arms back as I extend my hips into him. I thought that he verbally tapped, but he didn't, so we keep going. Last time I caught him in a similar submission, but the opposite direction, where I hit a shoulder lock similar to a Kimura. This time I was attacking the shoulder similar to Americana. As I attempted again, Tyler's head pops off my chest. Because I've lost chest to back connection, I'm gunning for chest to chest connection instead, but Tyler is bridging into me hard. This may look like it was low effort on my part, but I remember in the moment having to use a ton of strength to keep him down. I've lost position before against a larger opponent when transitioning from chest to back to chest. One main difference was the underhook. Here when I was unsuccessful, my opponent had an underhook. And here when I was successful against Tyler, it was my underhook that ensured success. I have him in side control, but notice how I don't grip onto him. I post out preemptively on the mat in case he tries to reverse me. I'm being patient and waiting to counter his movement. As Tyler turns to his knees, I take a reverse underhook and shoot my knee to the inside. The way I'm positioned, one potential option is to drag him down and put him in the truck, but I don't think that I'm strong enough to make that happen. If he were to sit through to his guard, I could time it and perform a rolling back attack, but both those options seem unlikely. So I switch my grips to a body lock and throw my hooks into the space that Tyler left open. I'm very high on the back, and as Tyler quad pods, I run the risk of falling off his back as it creates a ramp with gravity working against me. This is what he was trying to do. But I trust my ability to hang onto the back, even when in pretty compromised positions. To get Tyler on the mat, I need to take out his posts. So what I do is Kimura grip one of his arms. From here, what I like to do is switch from the Kimura grip to a wrist ride, then take out the other post by pushing it forward. But I'm having a hard time passing his wrist to just one of my hands. And I'm worried about the position that my head is in, because if Tyler were to front roll from here, my neck surely would break. So I focus on keeping my neck safe. And Tyler is unable to hold the position anyways. As he falls to the mat, look what I'm doing with my feet. I'm doing everything that I can to prevent his hands from connecting and establishing defensive grips. But I lose that battle and Tyler connects his hands. It's going to be too hard to break those grips from here, and much easier with Tyler on his back. So I throw my shin over his head to roll Tyler over. I make sure to grab his leg, as currently I don't have my leg over his head. But before I can fully secure the armbar with my leg over his head, he drops his elbow to the mat and escapes. I should have better prioritized keeping his elbow on my chest, as that would have prevented him from dropping it to the floor and escaping. As I try to figure out the best way to submit Tyler, I want to tell you about my newest sponsor, Transparent Labs. Transparent Labs has clean ingredients, great customer service, affordable prices, and their products actually taste amazing. So if you're looking to get better results on the mats, fuel your body and recover faster, use my link below or use promo code Jordan for 10% off. I end up on the bottom, and my priority is to not let Tyler grab my head with his left arm. This is always my priority, but last time he did grab my head, and it was unpleasant to deal with. Watch how I bring my arm to the inside. I keep my elbow glued to my body the whole time to avoid him taking an underhook on me. Positioning it on the inside allows me to take an underhook on Tyler. I can't tell if I took the underhook as a response to him grabbing my head with his right arm, or if he grabbed my head as a response to me taking an underhook. Either way, this isn't a great position for Tyler. It's kind of similar to Kesa Gatame, but not as effective. In Kesa, you're past the guard and have control underneath the near side elbow. But here, Tyler is in my half guard, and he is trying to control underneath my elbow, but I pop my head out before he can. And I get to my knees and I switch from the underhook to the single leg. And I drive and circle to force his weight over his left knee and past the guard. If you're wondering why Tyler is so patient and not overly cautious about his arm and side control, last time he used his arm as bait to get me to commit my weight to attacking that arm. It's also why I'm patient and non-committal. I don't want to get reversed and lose top position. And we're also pretty gassed. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm 15 pounds heavier here. I had a pretty lazy winter and I'm only getting back on track now, which is also another reason I'm thankful for Transparent Labs to help make that happen. I'm on Tyler again with the body lock, and this time I don't do a good job of hiding my leg from him, and he grabs it to wrestle me down. As Tyler tries to attack my foot, I scoop up his left arm and I'm in a choi bar type position, but my right leg is stuck underneath him. But as he shifts his weight, my leg becomes unstuck and I roll through with him into a rear triangle, but I don't have much energy left to keep it controlled. I'm still being cautious about attacking from side control, so I switch it up and try to throw my right leg between his legs to enter the saddle. But at the same time, Tyler transitions to turtle, and it results in Tyler unintentionally taking me on a fun little ride. I again insert my leg between his in another attempt to enter a leg entanglement, but as I do, he sits back to enter his own leg lock. He pushes me by the chin to get me away from his foot, but I get it and immediately prioritize controlling his toes. I know he wants to turn to his left and get to his knees, but if he forces it while I keep his toes stationary, then he'll just be heel hooking himself. I'd like to pass off his foot to my armpit for the traditional inside heel hook, but I worry if I do, I'm gonna lose his foot in the process. So I try to finish without doing that, and I do generate quite a bit of pressure on his knee, but ultimately not enough, and as I try to pass his foot to my armpit, he escapes. Alright, a big thank you to Tyler for coming back on the show. If you want to watch our first roll, then watch this video.